Well, I got the tire patched. Now I have to decide what I want to do. And I feel like I should just chance it. You know, I patched this tube. It's holding air so far. We'll see if it holds air through breakfast. The first 2 days of this trip were fantastic. The riding was incredible. Then I got a puncture. And of course, that's not my fault. Getting a puncture can happen to anyone, and it does, and it will. But everything after that was my own fault. How many times I pinched the inner tube as I was putting it back in the tire, that was my fault. When the patches came off, that was my fault for not putting them on better. I guess it's just the hard lesson that I'm learning is that, I have to take responsibility and own up to the fact that these were mistakes that I made. Perhaps I have to learn how to be more careful when I install the inner tube in the tire so that I don't pinch it. Perhaps I need to learn how to set a patch on the tire better so that it doesn't come off. And no amount of complaining or excuses about not having the proper tire irons, or maybe there's too much weight on the motorcycle, or maybe my tire is getting old, etc., etc. Those are all just excuses. The long and short of it is that I made some mistakes. That's okay. That's how we learn things. And I just have to own up to that and do better and accept responsibility. I have a lot more confidence now in all of these things because of this experience. And we're only on the third day. I don't even know. That's the good thing. I've lost track of time already. But I guess my point is just that you don't necessarily have to go far in miles or days. Start having these kinds of experiences and lessons on a trip like this. You're going to learn these lessons along the way. And if you don't learn them, problems will keep happening. And this is a great place or a great forum to learn lessons like this. And so even at my advanced level of motorcycling experience, it's good to be reminded of these simple lessons. I find for me, they often come in the form of these kinds of mechanical difficulties or challenges. For whatever, that's just to me the most frustrating part. One of the most frustrating parts of a long motorcycle trip like this. Is this a long motorcycle trip? Well, we'll see. I haven't given up yet. Barely into it. We're about 400 miles into what I hope is going to be around a 2,000 mile journey. So we still have a long ways to go. The tire's holding air, and I'm doing okay. Well, I found a pretty gosh darn good place to camp tonight. I got my campsite all set up early today for once, 4 o'clock. So I'm here in plenty of time to cook a good dinner, have a drink, relax, shoot some video, and enjoy the sunset. I didn't want necessarily an adventure when I set out on this trip. I wanted it to feel more like a vacation. And the first 2 days were just rocking, so beautiful. And then I got a flat tire, and that just sort of cascaded into a chain of frustration. It really affected my emotions, my confidence, all of this stuff just from a flat tire. So this makes up for it. This beautiful campsite, peaceful, quiet, just me and the lake and the birds. And I'm just watching the sun go down here. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another day on the road with this tiny bike adventure. Today is day number 5, and I've traveled 465 miles so far on the little Honda 125. So I'm in this beautiful grassy environment with a lake off in the distance down here. But over here, this is where I found my little happy campsite last night. I have my little campfire ring in the middle. Here's my tent over here. And of course, the Honda 125 sitting here waiting to go once again with what looks like a full tire. And that makes me so happy because if you've been following this adventure, you know that I've had to put about, I don't know, maybe 10 patches on 2 different inner tubes to keep it going, but it looks like it held all day yesterday. I'll check the tire pressure this morning and make sure that it's holding at what it was yesterday, and if it is, then it'll be time to get back on the road and move this adventure forward. One of these bags on the back right here contains all of my sleeping camping supplies. So a tent, a sleeping bag, and an air mattress inside one of these bags. This bag here is extra stuff I've decided that I don't need and I can send home. I'll go through that in a little while. A folding table, lovely little table. Do I absolutely need it? No. Leather gloves, bushcraft knife, folding saw. I'm just gonna go with regular old pot and pan and cook stove. I love hammock camping. I love sleeping in my hammock, but I have a tent. And to be honest, the tent is way more versatile and useful in so many situations, so that's gonna go. These are all of the straps and attachments and everything that goes with the hammock. I love my thermos, but it's gonna go. This is probably one of the best small portable camping lanterns I've ever used, but it's pretty heavy. Gonna go. Sleeping bag liner, gonna go. Mason type jar here to make my overnight oats, which I haven't made yet on this trip. Lighten my load, it's gonna go. I have a pot, I have a stove, I have some utensils. I don't think I'll need this whole setup here. Gonna go. Extra video stuff, gonna go. I like tarp camping, I like hammock camping, but I've decided I have to limit it to one form of camping on this trip, and I'm just gonna stick with the old reliable tent. So this is gonna go back. Extra pair of pants that I haven't worn yet. I have a pair of shorts and I have my riding pants. That's all I need. So there we go. I have filled up a complete cardboard box with things that I'm gonna let go. It's probably 20 pounds worth of stuff. I would estimate it, maybe up to a quarter of the volume and weight of what I'm bringing, but it will make management of all of my gear so much easier because now I actually have room in my panniers and my top box. Everything doesn't have to be jigsaw puzzle Tetris packed in there so tightly. It'll be easier just to pack and to carry, and it'll just be easier going down the road. I'm keeping my tent, my sleeping bag, my air mattress. I do plan on camping. I do have a cook stove and some bare utensils. Anyways, that's it. I'm gonna go get this stuff shipped off and carry down the road with a lighter load and potentially meet up with a very special person later on today or tomorrow. The bike does seem to be a lot less loaded than it was before I shipped some stuff home. I probably sent, I don't know, 20 or 25 pounds worth of luggage home. Need to get a new inner tube as soon as I can. I have a spare inner tube with me, but it's also got a few patches in it as well. But knock on wood, this one has been holding for over a day now, so I think it's okay. Oh, this is nice. What a surprise. I wasn't expecting it to be so dramatic right here. Big drop off on the right. Wow, how fun is this? What a cool stretch of road. Would not want to go over the edge here. Lots of loose gravel. Oh my goodness, but that was a nice little surprise. What a highlight of this little section of road here. Now it says there's a one-lane bridge up ahead. Chevelon Crossing, that's where we are now. Forest Road 504. Now I'm climbing up the other side. So this area, Chevelon Canyon, Chevelon Crossing, I guess the crossing part comes from the river that's down at the bottom here, but this was settled by Mormon pioneers back in the 1800s, and then the U.S. Forest Service did some work to make this safe for passenger cars. The road was originally built around 1879 so migrants could get their wagons across this ravine. Once upon a time, there was even a Mormon settlement at the bottom of the canyon with about 10 cabins, and that was like in the 1880s or so. Chevelon Crossing gets its name from Chevelon Creek, and it's here where it just kind of threads its way between the pines and the oaks and the sycamore trees here. There's a one-lane bridge across the creek, and then you climb up on the other side of the canyon. And it's pretty cool. It's pretty dramatic. I wasn't expecting it to be quite as dramatic as it is. Definitely a highlight of today's ride. I'm really enjoying this ride this afternoon, let me tell you. After the stress of the last few days with the issues I've been having with flat tires, it feels so good to have all of that behind me now and just be out riding on these kinds of roads. This is some kind of a wind farm here, surrounded by all these turbines. There's got to be at least 100 of them in every direction all around me. And I'm back on the pavement now, and I'm going to turn right and make my way to a place to camp tonight just outside of Winslow, Arizona. And I already know where that place is. I've been there several times, although I've never camped there, and I've always wanted to. It's going to be a pretty cool spot. So I'm going to get back on the pavement for a little ways, go into Winslow, Arizona, check my supplies, and then go find a place to camp. Man, my spirits are up now that the bike is running good. No flat tires, been on the road all day. And now I'm just standing out here checking out this train car. I don't know what the story is with this, but I guess it was like at some point it held water and they would just use it to put water into vehicles or trains or something like that. But there's a ladder here. Okay, this is a little bit scary up here. Wouldn't want to fall down inside of here. Wow, okay, I'm on the top. Well, I don't know what the story is with this old rail car out here, but it's a thing on this road heading down toward Winslow, Arizona. We'll go get some supplies. I already have a camping spot picked out. It's gonna be pretty cool. I've always wanted to camp in this location, so I got a good jump on the nighttime. I got plenty of time to go into town, get a little bit of supplies, and then make my way to a campsite. It's been a good day. My spirits have improved, not having to deal with any tire issues. Knock on metal here. Yeah, cool. So here we are, kind of out in the middle of nowhere. I was looking for a place to get to the creek, maybe do some wild camping, and instead I found a herd of bighorn sheep. Probably gonna have to go back down on the other side and try to find a place to camp tonight, but what a cool wildlife sighting here. All right, I just got my ticket at this little camping kiosk. Let's go down and find a campsite. What the heck are you guys road tripping on that?
Yeah, we're going coast to coast.
Yeah, that's awesome. These guys are driving across the country in these little interceptors, and look at the cute little dog back here. How cool is that? Do you guys have a website or something?
Go for Piper.
Go for Piper, got it. Okay, I'll check it out. Thanks, man. That blows my mind that they're driving across the country in those little things, and I would meet them out here. It's been kind of a frustrating 2 days. I have not made the progress that I intended because of these flat tires that I've been experiencing, but you know, that's just part of the journey.